Tem que ir pra cá agora. Aqui. Vamos lá. Tem tanta side aqui que eu até me perdi. Peraí. Eu tô indo no caminho certo? Tô. Eu não tava querendo enfrentar aquele bicho. Vou tentar dar uma miguela nele aqui. Aqui, ó. É esse NPC aqui. Vou conversar com ela.
What's going on here?
I've seen her around. You don't want to mess with the likes of her. Run!
Vou falar com ela agora.
You must be Louise. I've come to take you home.
But who are you? Oh wait, you're the nice lady on the phone, aren't you? I recognize your voice.
That's right. Finally we meet.
Thank you for coming to save me. Even after tricking you all those times, I feel bad about what I did. Really. I mean, all those calls before, they were just pranks.
It's not a prank anymore when you find yourself in real danger. Being kidnapped is serious. Do you realize you would have been killed if I hadn't shown up?
To tell the truth, and don't get mad, I let myself get caught. I told the disciples I volunteer as tonight's sacrifice for the goddess.
What? Why on earth would you do something like that?
No, this is hard to explain. Okay, I know this is going to sound a little crazy, but just try and hear me out until the end. Please. The fact is, I lost faith a long time ago. This world has no future. We've waited for hundreds of years for God or the Savior, and neither has shown up. No one knows if there's a tomorrow. Everyone just lives for themselves. No one cares about anything or anyone. So I had to find out if there was still hope.
What do you mean?
It was a bet, okay? I put it all on the line to see if people were really worth believing in anymore. I've pulled my share of pranks and caused trouble, and I've learned that most people will put up with your tricks a couple of times. But no matter how good I act, how much I cry, and how much I beg, no one ever trusts me the third time around. Even I know when to quit, so I made a bet.
Let me get this straight. You purposefully set me up twice and bet your life on me and my morals. Wagering I'd go against your expectations. You were betting on me to answer your third call.
If you did, then I'd be able to keep holding on to hope. I'd want to keep on living.
That's ridiculous. Do you even understand how lucky you are to be alive? You wouldn't be standing here talking to me if I hadn't made it in time.
I knew you'd come and save me, though. Don't ask me how, but I knew that you were a good person.
What made you think that? You don't know me at all.
I know. I just believed in you somehow. Maybe because I wanted to. I wanted to believe there was still hope in this dying world. And look what happened! You came through for me, just like I knew you would.
All of a sudden I feel like a pawn in your game. And you're the one playing both sides.
That was silly. Well, maybe a little. But I'm trying to thank you. I'm glad there are still people like you in the world. You inspire me to keep my faith in humanity.
In that case, you're welcome, I guess. I'm glad to hear that all that running around was worth something. Remember, your life is valuable. Don't ever forget that.
I promise I won't. And I'll never do anything like this ever again. Thank you.
Ok, pessoal. Tá aí mais uma quest concluída. Deixa eu tirar aqui a marcação. Essa branquinha aqui. Eu vou deletar ela. Pronto. Agora tem essa vermelha aqui. Que eu não lembro. Deixa eu ver se tem alguma coisa lá, algum ponto. Ah, tá. É do Ulrich. Isso aqui... Deixa eu ver o que ele fala. Ele quer ver a flor lá. Tá. Então essa amarelinha aqui, vou lá. Aquela marcação amarela. Que é tanta side quest que eu... Vamos lá ver qual que é. Ah, tá passando o time aqui, eu tô esquecendo de Destravar. Vamos lá. Vou pegar isso aqui, vai. Ah, pessoal, essa que eu tô indo ver agora é a quest do leitor ávido. The Avid Reader. Vou subir aqui. É isso aqui?
What?
Care to tell me your name?
You only need a name if you want to talk to people. If you don't, then what good is it? That's why I don't need one. Nor do I ever want one again.
You're definitely the one I'm looking for. The man without a name. That's you.
It's true, I've been nameless for many years. But am I the one you seek? Who knows? Who knows anything for certain in this dying world?
I guess we can skip the introductions then. I've got a question for you.
Pessoal, aqui responda an old journal, jornal velho.
The reason I wanted to talk to you is because I'm looking for a journal. It belonged to Ranulf.
Ranulf's journal? Why? What do you want with a thing like that?
Nothing. It's not for me. He asked me to find it for him. I'm just doing him a favor.
I thought this day would come. After 2 centuries, I'd hoped he'd given up. But when has a man like me ever gotten his way in this miserable world? So much water under the bridge.
What did you say?
You say Ranulf asked you to do this for him. Is that true?
That's right. He did.
Then go to Yusnan. A woman named Durin has what you're looking for. When you see her, hand her this letter. Tell her that Reddick sent you.
Reddick. So that's your name.
It was centuries ago. Anyway, you tell Orin who sent you, and she'll help you out. Orin liked to watch the trains go by. She would sit and watch for hours. You'll probably find her near the overlook in Yusnan, where you can see the tracks.
Ok, pessoal. Agora vamos continuar aqui a quest. Vamos pegar aqui um novo marcador e vamos colocar ela aqui, que é o nosso próximo destino. Vou colocar aqui o branco. Tá. Então vamos voltar ali. Vamos lá. Para continuar isso aqui. Peraí, deixa eu fugir daquele bichinho ali. O bichinho é muito chato. Para continuar aquela ali do leitor ávido é só lá em Yusnan, então deixa quando eu for lá em Yusnan eu continuo. Ainda tem mais tem mais quest aqui para fazer. Vamos lá no cemitério. Tem bastante coisas aqui para desenrolar. Agora tá rendendo, né? No início do vídeo tava meio fraco, mas agora tá rendendo. Deixa eu ver aqui. Vou pegar esse bichinho para ganhar um Eradia Point. Ok. Tá ali já a nossa NPC. Vou pegar esse item aqui no chão e vamos falar com ela.
Thanks for coming. Before I tell you anything, can you promise you won't pass this information on to Lackley?
That depends on what you have to say.
I suppose that's fair enough. I hardly know where to begin, though.
How about I start then? The old woman working at that restaurant in Yusnan had the same ring as Lackley's, the same as his fiance's. Why?
For the most obvious reason, of course. That old woman was none other than Filiana, the person Lackley's been trying so hard to find. After she left him, she began working under a fake name.
That's surprising. The way Lackley described her, well, she's not what I expected.
He wasn't lying. She was a real beauty, once. We don't know how or why, but something happened to her. In this world where everyone stopped aging, she was the one and only person who managed to grow old over the past years. It began right around the time she and Lackley first got engaged.
But why? Why would it be possible for one person alone to escape the stasis in this world? And are you saying that's why she left Lackley and disappeared from his life?
She said the last thing she wanted to do was become a burden to him. But I know she missed him. She always wanted to know how he was doing. She loved nothing more than hearing stories about him, no matter how banal they were. Back when she could still walk, she told me how she would sometimes pass by him in the streets. She never said anything to him, and he never could have guessed that the old woman he saw was his beloved fiancée.
That's why he never found her after all this time, no matter how hard he searched.
Yes. Year after year, she aged more and more, and her body began at last to fail. She's free from that pain now. Finally.
I see. I'm glad she was able to find peace.
No!
No! Lackley!
I wouldn't have cared how old my Filiana looked. I loved her with every fiber of my being. My only wish was to spend every day with her until the end of the world. Filiana, why did you have to?
Lackley.
Lackley.
Sheila, I don't want you to worry about me. Remember what you told me before, when we met? If there's still hope in this world, maybe I'll find Filiana, right?
Yeah, I remember saying that. So now I've just proven there's no hope.
No, that's not what I'm saying at all. I'm saying I need to find my own hope, for me. I can't wait around for any god or savior. And even if my hopes get dashed, or they never come true, at least in my heart I'll know she's watching over me from somewhere. I'm done being a fool who runs to the bottle every time something goes wrong. That's not me. I want to show Filiana, wherever she is, that I'm still the man she fell in love with. The man I used to be. That's what she would want. Could you give me that ring?
Here. Thank you. You've helped me find some hope of my own, while I was supposed to be looking for yours.
Ok, pessoal. Vou travar aqui mais. Cronostasis. Só deixa eu ver alguma coisinha aqui. Quest. Site. Do garotinho agora eu posso ir lá falar com ele? Não, eu não tenho. Como que eu consigo essa rosa aqui? Ah, é dessa quest aqui. É dessa quest que Voices from the Grave. Eu consigo a rosa. Ah, não. Tá certo. Então aqui o que dava pra fazer... Em Luxerion... Deixa eu pegar esse inimigo aqui. Eu acho que eu não peguei esse inimigo aqui, não. Deixa eu ver se eu lembro desse inimigo. Gaunt. Ele parece muito o inimigo que eu peguei lá no... O bicho é forte. Ele parece muito inimigo... Ah, ele solta magias também. Então, lá do inimigo do 10... Olha o tanto que eu sofri aqui pra... deixar ele stagger. Caramba. Ele é fortinho. Não é fraquinho não, ele é fortinho. Demon. Ele parece muito inimigo lá do Final Fantasy X. Vamos sair daqui, vai. Lá já numas dungeons tem uns inimigos bem poderosos. Não vou lembrar agora. Mas não é não. O nome não é não. Pode ser parente, né? Pode ter usado a mesma... Preciso juntar Iradia Points, espera aí. Tá. Eu nem falei onde que eu iria, né? Mas... Deixa eu falar aqui, Cachicolina. É lá em Usnan, tá? Tem nenhuma novidade aqui. Eu vou lá pra Yusnan. Não, eu vou de teleporte. Yusnan. Ok, chegando aqui. Ela teleporta bem na frente, né? Da estação, né? Pessoal, vou subir aqui, ó. Eu vou mostrar pra vocês. Pra continuar mais uma side quest aqui, tá? Essa aqui, ó. Nós já viemos várias vezes aqui, né? Aqui em cima. Nesse restaurante. Mas aqui, ó. O banquete do Lorde. Tá? Vai ter essa NPC aqui, ó.
Who are you?
You must be Erin. Here, I have a letter for you from Reddick.
Reddick? Well, that's a name from the past. Wait, I thought he was dead. Let me see that thing. Well, that's his handwriting, all right. I'd recognize it anywhere. Here, I've kept the journal with me, just as I promised him.
I don't mean to pry, but how do you two know each other?
We used to date. Not one of my finer moments, that's for sure. Hindsight, you know. But that was lifetimes ago. He made me keep this while we were still together.
Why would he give it to you instead of keeping it? Have you read it?
The thought never even crossed my mind. And I knew anything that bastard Reddick was involved with couldn't be good. Please take it. I'm sick of carrying it everywhere. I'm just happy to wash my hands of the whole thing. It's your problem now.
All right, I get it. Thanks.
Light, you found his journal. I can't believe it.
I know, right? Weird, huh? What I don't understand is why there are so many people involved. First Reddick had it, then he gave it to his friend Erin, for safekeeping.
I wonder if it holds some sort of big secret. If secret's so dangerous, just having the journal in his possession could put him at risk. What do you think?
I think I should read the journal before I give it back.
It would be the fastest way to find out what's going on. But do you really think you should? I mean, it is private after all.
But does it really matter at this point? I mean, we're already neck deep in his affairs. It's all for his benefit anyway, right?
Okay, it's up to you. But remember, what's been read can't be unread. If you want to do this, you're on your own.
Pessoal, aqui vocês podem ler ou não ler o diário, tá? O journal aqui não é jornal não, é diário. Não leia, pessoal, porque se você ler, você não vai... Você vai completar essa quest, mas como se você não completasse. Aí vai ter mais coisa ainda pra fazer, então eu não vou ler já pra completar a quest. Não que vai completar agora, mas teria que... Se ler, nós vamos ter que fazer uma outra side quest pra completar ela. Não sei se deu pra entender, mas não leia, pra dar menos trabalho.
Bernhoff didn't want me to read this. Respecting his wishes is the right thing to do.
I knew you'd say that, Light. Let's go back to Luxarian and return his journal.
Ok. Tá, agora... O que tinha que fazer aqui eu fiz. E... eu vou lá pro... Opa. Pegar um bronze medal aqui. Eu vou lá pra... Agora sim vou lá... Um cristal medal. pro palácio do... Pra cá, pra baixo. Pra fazer a main quest aqui de Usna, o palácio lá do Snow. Vamos lá. Essa aqui. Teria que até que enfrentar aquele bicho ali. Pra pegar uns Eradia Points, né? Ok. Vamos pra cá. Só deixa eu conferir aqui. Agora, pessoal, não fica gastando Eradia Points, não. Deixa eu pegar mais isso daqui. Ué. Porque tudo que vocês juntarem aqui vai ser útil, né? Então aconselho a não gastar mais Eradia Points, não. O cara falou que nós podíamos chegar na festa até 3 da manhã, né? Então estamos uma e pouco ainda. Vamos lá fazer a main quest agora de Usna. Abre aqui o portãozinho. Só que eu vou começar essa quest aqui de Usna só no próximo vídeo, pessoal. Beleza? Então vejo vocês no próximo vídeo. Falou. Fui!